Today we want to review the Kielo Wrap dress by named pattern. We have both made it just in time for the summer, and we were really excited to have something light to wear, given that the weather's warming up so quickly this year.
Yeah, it's light and very comfortable.
Yeah, we definitely, we chose very drapey fabrics. Mine is a viscose challis from Fabric Godmother. I'll pop a link in the description to the actual fabric, but I think a lot of people were talking about it, and yellow is such a hard color to pick for your skin tone, so once I had my eye on it, I was really set on that particular color. Even though the fabric is a little bit see-through and sheer, I think inside it's not very noticeable, and I wear a slip when I'm outside.
Okay.
What about you? How was your fabric?
I like it a lot. I used something very light. I was first going to go for something heavy, but after seeing what happened, the effect of your rayon and other examples, I just felt like I wanted something lightweight that was going to wrap. So I used also a rayon challis and bought it at Hearts Fabric in Santa Cruz, and I really like it. I don't have too many things in blue, so it's kind of nice to do something different, and it's just a simple pattern for me because I don't know, I feel like I needed something simple.
Yeah, I think that during the summertime, like the last thing you want is something very fussy. So I think it's really nice that the waist is cinched in, but it's cinched in only as much as you want it to. So like when you're eating, like say for example, you go out and you buy a watermelon and you eat a lot of watermelon because it's hot outside. You can definitely loosen it up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think the great thing about this, it's very comfortable and easy to wear.
Definitely. How was the pattern for you?
I really liked it a lot. I think it came together very easily. Overall, the only thing I would do differently would be probably just put the bias here on the shoulder or the arm on there before I sew the side seam. And I'll show a picture, we'll insert a picture of how that actually looks. But I've used a bias that is kind of a little bit heavier because I just wanted a little bit more.
Right?
Yeah, it's like a cotton sateen that I got at Joann's, and just to give it a little more substance.
Oh yeah.
So that I think worked out. It was cut on bias, of course. But yeah, overall I really liked it. It was so simple, easy to sew up.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing we can really talk about in this pattern that's, pattern drafty is the neck and the armhole bindings. Mostly because everything else is so straightforward. There's just like nothing really there's no real construction happening that's like tricky in any kind of way. These parts are a little bit, I think if you're an experienced sewist, these are like a breeze for you. And I think if you're, starting out, it's a good way to start with this kind of stuff because if you ever have a pattern that has facings in it, you can always replace it with this sort of binding.
That's true.
Make certain decisions basically based on this. I think that, I actually opted not to bind the armholes at all.
Oh,
because I decided,
I need some.
I just need some more movement there, and the fabric was like, it had enough give to where I could easily like press it on that curve. And then I used a bias binding that I made from scraps that I had, which good tip if you ever have scraps and you're eco-friendly. It's really great to use them to make bias binding. You never know when you can use it, and it's always great because I feel like I'm always in a rush when I'm on the last few steps, and if you have some bias binding left and ready to go, it's really
kind
nice.
of like, yay!
Less work. I can skip a step. Plus, I don't know, there's some people who just really hate facings. I think I'm one of those people. I don't like facings.
Yeah, I think actually too, I like having just a little bit of contrast.
Yeah, and I'm a sucker for blue, so whenever there's any kind of blue in anything, I will always jump at the opportunity.
I like that.
So another thing that we kind of wanted to mention was that we had a couple different approaches to the whole tie construction. So you, I think, did a much better job, and you followed the instructions much better than me. It does say to interface the tie, which you did, and I did not. And how do you feel about your decision?
I first hesitated because I thought that seems like too much and I don't want it to be stiff, but I went ahead and did it with a really light interfacing. And so it kind of gave it a little nice substance and a little bit of a stronger edge. So, and it doesn't like, when you tie it, it isn't too stiff. It's pretty soft. So I liked it.
And then when you attached it, so one thing that I kind of fudged my way through was when I attached the tie to the actual dress, it was at the wrong angle and I wasn't paying attention. So this came out kind of bunchy. I can insert a photo. And then when you did it, you attached it the correct way and it lies nice and flat. So I feel like
I just aligned it with this
yeah, so
edge
as
so
this
that
top
it
edge was
extends
going,
outward.
and see for me it's like the opposite, it's going up. I mean, it's not a big deal because no one actually sees it.
Yeah, because when you tie it, it just kind of gets buried under there.
I also feel like your ties are just longer than mine.
Oh, maybe they are.
How did you do that?
So it says to cut it on the fold, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because look,
Oh.
but it still works. So then that's why you tie yours just in front like that. I was wondering, she doesn't wrap hers. That's a nice look. She doesn't wrap hers. I'm like, I'm always wrapping.
I mean, I could wrap it if I did this part correctly. I could wrap it and tie it in the back.
Right. And two, like if you wanted the real strappy look, you could just let it hang. Although for me, it's
yeah,
like
but then
way
be careful
too
using
long.
the bathroom.
Yeah, you'll trip. But you know.
Trip. That's not the worst case scenario there.
Yeah, that's true. But if you make it the full length, you can wrap it twice, and then I like to tie it on the side.
Kind of like an apron.
Yeah. So yeah, there you have it. You can interface it or not. The other thing we're talking about too is if you don't like dealing or making your own binding, the pattern.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
so
it is.
There's definitely nothing wrong with just going and buying.
Buying bias, yeah.
Yeah, and they have so many options. I think Joanne, they tend to have stiffer bias bindings in my experience.
The packaged ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
That's
maybe one reason to go through the effort to make your own is to make something that's a little bit softer and a little bit easier to manipulate. But
that's true.
yeah.
The other thing I did too was I added a little twill here just because I wanted to give it a little more structure. I was worried this was going to be too soft, so that's why I was adding all these, underside.
I added twill?
I stitched a bias tape.
Oh.
Does it show?
I have no idea what you're talking about. No.
Oh, in the seam.
Oh, no, I can't tell
You
at
can't
all.
see it.
No.
Just these little things.
You're always reinforcing things. I like it.
I know. Because I think it's going to last a really long time. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
I
And
think
then
it will.
length too, right? So.
Oh yeah, the length. So I made the suggested length, and I love it because I don't really have any maxi dresses, and I tend to not love maxi dresses because they all tend to either be A-line or kind of have a weird hang around my hips. Mostly just because I don't really want to accentuate my hips without narrowing my waist, and I think this dress does a good job of doing both of those things. So I think this is as maxi as I'll go.
I really like yours as a maxi dress. I think it looks really nice because you really get more of that beautiful floral.
Yeah, I
flowing
think
down
it's
all
definitely a statement fabric, the color
Yeah.
and everything. Because I don't normally wear yellow. As we've decided, my color is blue, and that's all I'm allowed to wear.
It looks great. It's the perfect color yellow.
Thank
It's
you.
like not too bright. It's kind of grounded. I made mine shorter,
Yeah.
so it comes just kind of mid right about the shin, middle shin area, just because, I don't know.
You probably also like,
It seemed more flexible.
you wear low-heeled shoes with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, most of the
So I
time.
feel like having a little bit of a shorter length with lower,
Mhm.
with flat shoes it makes more sense. Yeah.
This is an ideal dress though to do maxi length. I think
Yeah.
because it has such great form, you don't feel like you're buried in it
Mm-hmm.
because it really is narrow up here and it comes in and then you have all that flow. So
I wonder, is there a fabric that this dress would work well for like a wedding?
yeah,
Or do you think this is too
definitely.
casual of a pattern?
No, I think it's
Like
I
what
think-
kind of fabric do you imagine this would work well
like,
for a
you know, we
wedding?
were talking about sheers, and I think a sheer would be really cool.
Yeah, because you know the front of the pattern.
Yeah.
Maybe I can link the pattern in the description. But it's definitely, the sample was made out of a sheer fabric.
And it looks like a completely different dress.
Yeah, I still think it's a little casual, right?
I don't know. I think you could do some fun things like if you made it in a sheer and you had like a beautiful slip dress underneath, and then even you could do contrast on the bands.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
maybe
that's
this
true.
becomes a satin or some other contrast fabric, so it gives a little bit more, you know, interest,
Yeah.
or visual change or something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool. I'd like to do it in a sheer.
Yeah, I think if you have a good slip, I think it will work really well.
Mm-hmm.
Even if sometimes I was thinking, oh, maybe if your slip is patterned, if you guys like a print on
That
it,
would be kind of cool.
yeah, to have that like translucency effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely think if I end up spending more time in the warm area this summer, because I'm in San Francisco and, you know, this is not something I wear to the office, and I'm not around on the weekends enough to like catch that like really, really warm hour that we have during the day. But if I end up going down south more, I'll definitely make more dresses like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an ideal vacation dress.
Yeah. If you're going on a beach cruise, or
Or like you're going to a party or something.
or even if you just live in a warm area and like just, you know, frolicking around town.
Yeah, I mean you could make this up in so many simple fabrics
That's
that it would just be some, you know, like your go-to dress.
Yeah.
You just want to do something.
I also think it would look really good with a jean jacket.
Jean jacket.
Yeah, yeah, I think it would look really stunning.
Yeah. Definitely good dress.
Yeah, overall, I think the pattern is great. It's super easy. It took me like less than a day to trace it and cut it and sew it up all together, cumulatively, of course. I don't have that much time all in one chunk, but how long did it take you?
You know, pretty quick. I think it was one day.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of tough to find the right fabric though. I mean, I wasn't sure at first, and then I knew I wanted to use something light, because I feel like in a heavier fabric than a challis or a lawn, it's gonna be kind of bulky around here. When you're walking, you'd really feel it. I mean, it may not be a problem for most people, but I kind of felt like I wanted to stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little bit tough, although I guess there's a lot of challis out there. Rayon challis is like ideal.
Yeah, I think like I think the trick is to find something that's not transparent, or I guess translucent. But I think you probably didn't have any issues with that yourself, did you?
Yeah, no, I think this is fine.
Yeah.
Unless I'm standing in front of a big light lamp or something, then maybe you could see through it.
Yeah.
But overall, it seems like yours is the same.
Yeah, I think it's more or less the same. I just get self-conscious when I'm like, you know, it's sunset and the sun is like right behind me, and someone's standing right in front of me, and then I'm like, cross my legs.
They can see the print of your underwear or something like that. And like, yeah.
I know, you have to be careful, definitely, to wear like solids
Yeah,
underneath.
big bold stripes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this review.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Hope that this was helpful. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.